Okay, this is a tutorial on how to do dimensioning in Autodesk Inventor. You can see here I've already created my presentation. So I've got 3 parts. I've got a peg, a block with a hole in it, and a corner piece. I've done a presentation and an assembly file, and so now I'm going to do my dimensions. We go to the eye in the corner, select New, and then we're going to go to where it says Drawing, and we're going to create an ANSI.IDW. And an IDW is a dimension file, so we select it and then hit Create, and it'll take it a second, and we open up to a page like this. Now, before we get into our dimensions, what we need to do is change our measurements to a 4-place decimal. Alright, so we're going to do this under Manage, and then hit Styles Editor. Okay, and then from the Styles Editor we're going to look for where it says Dimension, which is right here. Then we're going to do Default ANSI, which is the last option, and you'll notice it gives us a linear selection here, and it says Precision 2.12. We're going to change that to 4.1234. and it gives us a 4-place decimal. And with decimal degrees, we're going to go to a 2-place decimal. Alright, hit Save, and then hit Done. Alright, so now we've updated our dimensions to do a 4-place decimal. Back up in the ribbon up here, we're going to select Place Views, and it gives us the option of Base, Projected, Auxiliary, Section, Detail, Overlay, and we'll get to those shortly. But we're going to do Base, and we need to go in and find our parts. So if you click the drop down, sometimes it'll have your parts in there. Sometimes you have to go and find them by clicking on the file folder and navigating to where you save them. But for me, they've got them in here, so I'm going to do the first part is box with hole. Now, to do our dimensions, we have to put these images in the right place. Now, in the corner, the top right-hand corner, that is our isometric view. So we don't want to put anything here other than our isometric. The top left-hand corner is our top view. The bottom left-hand corner is our front view, and then the bottom right-hand corner is our right side view. Okay, so it's isometric, top, front, right side. Top, front, right side. Okay, and we always put them in that order. Now we're going to change our scale because right now it's got us pretty large. It's 10:1. I'm going to put it at 1:1, even though let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's do it as 4:1. I was going to do 1:1, but that's too small. So we'll do 4:1. Alright, now we've got a front selected, so we know front goes here in the bottom left-hand corner. So we're going to do front, and you just simply click. Then you move your mouse up, and that's given us our top view. Click, move to the right, and now we have our isometric. And then move straight down, and you'll get a dotted line that's in line with your front view. And then click, and that's your right side view. Now you've got your 4 views placed. You right click and hit Create. Alright, and so now you've got your views. Now we can go in and we can start doing our dimensioning. Alright, to do your dimensioning, you go to Annotate, which is in the ribbon, and you'll see it gives you the dimension option. So you click Dimension. Alright, so we need some dimensions here, and you'll notice it gives us a 4-place, and it'll pop up with this Edit Dimension box. I always like to uncheck this where it says Edit Dimension when created, and then hit OK. That'll keep that box from popping up every time you create a dimension. So we're going to do another dimension here. So we've got our width and our depth, and we've got our height right here. So that covers our 3 primary dimensions: height, width, and depth. Alright, for a hole, if you'll remember, I told you we needed 2 hole locations. So there's one. And then we'll do from here to here for our other one. Alright, and then we're going to do also a hole and thread feature for this hole, and we'll click it, and it's going to tell us it's a 0.125 through hole. and you can see down here it's not threaded. If it were threaded, there would be another set of dashed lines inside there. So this one is not threaded. Okay, and so for this part here, that's actually everything that we need. So this view here, our right view, is actually pretty much useless. We're not doing anything with it, so we can get rid of it. Now for some of the other stuff over here, we've got projected, auxiliary, section, detail. These are used to show special views. For example, the section, if you click section and you select the red box around your parts, and then I'm just going to draw a line straight through the middle of the box and then to the right, and hit continue, and then just drag this over. You'll notice it gives us, basically, if we were to cut that box in half, it shows us what this the inside of it looks like. If we were to do detail, say we wanted a detail of that circle for some reason, we can click it, and then we simply click and hold down and draw a circle around it, and then hit OK, and we can drag it out to where we want to, and we'll see it magnifies it, and it tells us our scale for this particular image is 8:1. So that covers section and detail. Auxiliary, let's see if it'll let me do it. I don't think it's going to let me do it because I got the other views in there. But it simply gives another way to look at, it creates a projected view perpendicular to an edge or line in a parent view. So it just lets you see a different position on these sketches. Alright, now, so we've got our first box with a hole in it done. Now we need to do our next part. In order to do that, we need to click New Sheet. And what this does is it opens up a new page, kind of like a new page in a notebook. Alright, we're going to go back to base. We're going to find our part. We just did the box with a hole, so let's do our peg. We've got our front showing here, so we're going to do front, top, isometric, right side, create. Now you'll notice this view and this view, our front and our right side, are the exact same again, so we can get rid of the right side. Now we go to annotate, go to dimension. Now to do dimensions on a circle, I'm going to zoom in here, you'll notice it will give you a green dot. But if you click on the green dot, it won't actually give you a dimension. So you need to actually move off of the green dot onto the circle and click, and then you can drag out and it'll actually give you a dimension. If you try to click on the green dot, it's going to basically look for another green dot. But if you go and click on you can find the green dot and then just move off of it, click it, and it'll tell you what the dimension is, and it gives it to you in the diameter. Alright, so now we've got our diameters up there. We're going to go in and dimension. We need to dimension the height of this. We need the overall height. And that's it, because now we can tell how long from here to here is just by subtracting this 0.1 from 0.5, and it'll tell us it's 0.4. And so that's all the dimensions that we need for this particular object. Again, we go back to place views, we go to new sheet, lets us put in our third one, base, corner piece, front, top, isometric, right side, create, dimension, we need a width, there. We would want to do a dimension here to tell us what this is, but we don't need to do one here because it's got it there, and we would need our dimension here for that little cutout. We've got our width and depth, so we need our height, and that's got us dimensioned on that. And so again, for these particular objects, we don't need this view, so we can again get rid of it. Alright. Now we're going to put in our parts list, which we would need our assembly for, so that's why you need to do an assembly before you do your dimensions. So we're going to go to new sheet again. Once we get the new sheet up, we're going to go back to base, and this time we're going to open up our presentation file, which I'm going to have to search for. Alright, so there's my presentation, and I'm going to change the view around just to get the best view of all three parts, and I'm going to just simply click that and place it right in the middle there, and then right click and hit OK, and that puts our parts, the three parts in. Now we're going to do a parts list, so we're going to go to annotate. We're going to do balloon, because we have to actually tell Inventor what parts we're doing. So we're going to do balloon, and we're going to do auto balloon. You just find that by clicking the drop down menu and selecting auto balloon. Alright, now we got to select our view set. So we're going to click our red box. Then we're going to go and we're going to click each part that we want to include in our balloons. Then we're going to do it around, select the placement, click the select placement button. I want to do it around it, so we're going to do that, and then just once you get your balloons kind of in a position you like, click, and then you can hit apply, and it's going to say the bomb view is disabled. Do you want to enable it? Hit OK, and then you can close this, and now we can move our balloons. We should be able to move our balloons. Yeah, we can move our balloons around and get them to where they're not so much covered by the part, but they're actually pointing to a particular object. Now we've got our balloons. Now we're going to click Parts List, which is under the table. Alright, we're going to select our source, which is right here, and now that's it. We hit OK, and it gives us this box. We're going to put it in the bottom left hand corner, and then just make it big enough to where you can read it. And you'll notice it says box with hole. There's one of them. You need one of them. It's part 1. You need quantity of 1. Corner piece, it's item number 2. You need one of those. And the peg is item number 3, and you need one of those. And so that is how you do a set of dimensions in Autodesk Inventor. And then from here, if you wanted to print these, you would go to your eye, you would go to print, make sure you set up your printer correctly to the proper one, and then you would select all sheets, and you would select best fit, and that's going to make sure that these fit on a standard size sheet of paper, and then you would simply hit OK, and it would print. And so that's how you do your blueprints and print those in Autodesk Inventor.